Good afternoon. Today is July 8th, 2024, 12 o'clock. I'd like to call the Board of Selectmen meeting to order, and roll call, please.
Teresa Morse present.
You're saying present.
Chad Sexton-Duranian present. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Chair, you just may want to clarify that the agenda says 23 on it, not 24.
Yeah, on the agenda it's listed July 8th, 2023, and that was an error. It should be 24. I didn't notice that until I just read it. This meeting is being recorded and it will be uploaded to YouTube and hopefully will be live on channel 9. Chairman's additions and deletions. Ross, did we want to do any talk in regards to the budget, or are we holding off until the 16th?
I think we'll hold off until the next meeting. Nothing new has come up.
Okay. Anything for you, Teresa? So,
I don't know if this is appropriate time to say it, but I'd like to get it out there. I was very disturbed by watching a meeting of the
we can talk about that afterwards. We have a scheduled joint meeting for the 16th.
I just want it known that I did not appreciate that the Historical Society made some remarks about me that I did not appreciate, and I definitely would like to have them addressed. So if you're going to have that on, that would be fine.
I asked for a joint meeting on the 16th.
Perfect.
That was HTC, not the Historical Society. Sorry, Joe.
Historical Society.
No, it wasn't.
Sorry. Yes,
District.
yes, just to
Commission.
clarify, I'm on the Historical Society, so I just wanted.
Just the district.
HTC.
We have no minutes to approve, so I'm going to jump right down. If we could take out of order, I'd like to, we have John here that's been helping us shepherd the charter, so I'd like to talk about that first. 4.3, changes to the Townsend Charter from the state legislature. What say you, John?
Well, I know we got this email and it had maybe 10 or 12 points that they felt that there were substantive changes. I looked at them. The only thing I originally thought was substantive is that they omitted the definition for registered voters. Right. However, if you look back a couple lines, you'll see that there is a definition for registered voters. So they just cleaned out line or section 8 to clean things up. Because if you look at that, section 5.4, everything else looked fine. I mean, I might have worded them a little bit differently, but that's what makes the legislature happy, and that's good. Pages, they got out of order.
So with what I've looked at, I just saw that it was really language, it's wordsmithing what we had.
And I don't think it changes the intent of what the committee had, or what, correct me if I'm wrong, or that the town voted at a town meeting, or that the town voted at an election. It is wordsmithing, and some of it does tighten things up a little bit, but nothing changes the process or the definitions or anything else having to do with what's governed by the charter.
So line 890, they crossed out the definition of registered voter,
Right, which page are you looking at? Because if you go back up about
the last page.
if you go up about 4 sections, there is a definition for registered voter, and it is on the very near end. It's so you're looking at the one that they crossed out.
Right, it's near the end, right?
Yeah,
Line-
so if you go back up, it says town bulletin board, and then above that is town agency, and then above that is town agency, and then above that is the town of Townsend, and then registered voter. the person was registered to vote in the town. But it's the same definition, they just
Oh,
crossed out so
okay, I
it's
see,
not
it was-
repeated.
we had it in I and M.
We had
Okay,
it, in two spaces and
Got it.
I think that's what they were trying to
that's
clean
what
up.
I missed. Okay.
Did you get to see this, Kathy?
No, I haven't seen that.
Okay. Um,
Because they completely added that line in 880. It cost the same thing out in 890.
Right.
Weird.
Took them 3 years to do it, too. I mean.
That's true.
Anything from you, Joe, on the charter?
No, I read it. I've gone over, it's kinda, like you said, and John, it's all just changing, cleaning up words, which I'm surprised it took them almost 4 years to do that, but if that's what it takes to clean up a couple lines, I guess that's our government at its finest.
And the reason why I wanted to make sure that we had this voted on is I want to get it back to Margaret so that she can represent it. Because the question is, and Ross, correct me if I'm wrong, the question is whether it goes back to committee or it goes back for a vote.
My understanding is that if you folks approve this, it gets back, it should go right back to Scarthet's office.
Right.
That's where I believe it. I would think that if it's not supposed to go there, they'll let us know, because they know that I called them the other day.
They do. I do too.
So it may not have to go to town meeting.
No, if we can get this done, all we need to do is either these three individuals
Okay.
say, yes, we're okay with those changes.
It doesn't look like there's anything substantial.
No, the only things that they said were substantial are these things. For the purposes of this section.
No, Margaret called me on Tuesday,
Told me,
no, Wednesday.
told you to take away my phone.
No, she didn't. She said that all we would need to do is to notify her office that we're okay with it, that we voted that we're okay with it, and she'll take it from there, she said, so.
Can you forward that to me? Could you have the reference?
My question to you, John, is we should send this to, town council as well.
Yeah.
Which I did, I think I forwarded it to you and to town council.
I didn't know that. Can't. That's just my humble opinion. I don't see anything that would preclude us from approving us and getting it done.
Right, and my thought is if we, the Board of Selectmen approve, pending Adam's okay with it, then we can send it off, if you guys are all okay with that.
I'm good with that.
I just tried to call him, he's not in.
Thanks.
You okay with that, Teresa, or do you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
All right, thanks.
So then I'll entertain a motion to accept the changes for the charter from the state legislature and approve those pending agreement with town council.
So moved.
Second,
Further discussion on that? Do you want me to have time for you to look through it and?
No, I don't think so. I think what John said is, it's probably right. I think it would just be good to have that in the file under the charter so that we know the progression, non-progression.
So there's
Because
another
by the
10
time-
years, we do it again?
Well, 5, right?
Yeah, actually, there's about 5 at this point.
4. Was it in 2018?
I got to remember this.
So we have the committee to be formed once again coming up.
And I think
I'd
I
like
can speak
Go ahead.
for both the people who are in the on the charter committee in the room. They won't be on it again.
Yeah, I've done it a couple of times. How about you, John?
Provided we don't have COVID, you know, that kind of helps things up. Well, I appreciate both your work on it. I know how much.
And the other 7 people, I mean, everybody worked very hard.
I agree. And I was kind of hoping that we had this sewn up before now. All those in favor?
Teresa Marsh, yes?
Joe Shank, yes.
Chess and Duranian, yes. So again, if you could extend my thanks to the rest of the committee in regards to that.
I'm not gonna be premature on this like I was last time. I'll wait until I see
Okay.
something with Maura's signature on it.
Well, we'll get, yeah, until we get it back with a signature on it, I agree. So we'll wait until we hear something from Adam, and then I'll send it right off to Margaret. And I'll copy you and we'll go from there. She'll let us know. She's been following it pretty close too.
I haven't let her do anything, but.
Thank you. 4.1, review and discuss on draft town administrator contract. I did have a conversation with Nelson this morning. He is interested in the position. Came back with wanting to find out what the process was. So I wanted to touch base with both of you to find out how you want us to proceed. We have to do a background check and a drug test on the individual as well. And I'm sure he wants to enter into negotiations. So how do you guys want to handle that?
Yep, I'd just like to proceed that there was one thing I wanted to comment on the contract. I'd like, if it's possible, and I don't know if it is, but I would like to see actually in the contract that he has to attend a minimum of 2 town events, like a Memorial Day, a band concert, something like that. Can we make that
Well, my thought
contractual?
is that we had the basic contract, and we if we can agree on this, just to send it out to them, it's nothing in concrete.
Okay,
And then he would come in and we would talk about all of the differences, because there was some provisions that we had in for Eric that I didn't think were
yeah, there were, I didn't really want to
travel
get
and all of that kind of stuff. So there's a couple of things that I took out. And then what I'm trying to do is just to get something in front of Nelson so that he can
Okay.
come back and we can talk. That would be one thing. There are other provisions that we can talk, and I would assume, Ross, we would do that in executive session, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So we, at that point, discuss salaries and everything then?
I've got a few small edits when I read through that contract. If you want those now, or I can send them to you.
Why don't you send them to Sabrina?
Okay.
And then what we can do is that I just wanted to get the board's approval that we can go ahead and set a date to meet with him to find out what his schedule is. Sabrina? And from what he said is that just let him know and he'll try to open his schedule up for us. Because I'd like to get this done as soon as I possibly can. On my end of it.
Did you and Nelson talk about a potential start date?
Well, yes and no. I just wanted to find out if he was interested. I didn't go into details.
Okay.
So he is interested, but he does want to have, because he wasn't really clear. He didn't receive a contract, so he thought that the offer letter was, he says, if I sign this, does that mean that I'm under certain terms? Or I said, no, we still have to negotiate. But we have to schedule in for a background check and everything as well. So however we do that. And I can talk to him if you'd like, Ross, or you can call him. But I can call him and ask him, what is his anticipated start date?
Yeah, that'd be good. And if nothing else, we need to put those dates in the contract. So sooner or later, we should find out.
Okay. Because I don't know what he needs to do with his current position, so.
He probably won't notify his current employer until he has an agreed contract in place.
Right, but I mean, there's certain, 2 weeks, or I don't know what the provisions are, and if he's under contract now or anything like that, so if he can give us an approximate start date, that would be good. Anything else on that?
So do you want to meet with him on the night of the 16th to negotiate, or is that too soon?
Too soon. I think it's too soon.
You think it's too soon?
I don't think it's.
You
too soon.
don't? I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
If he's available on the 16th? Okay. Yes. Go from there. I had already put in the Historic District Commission at 6:05. So why don't we put him in for 6:30? Teresa, do you have something?
That's fine.
Anything else? Um, 4.2, review and vote on the GW Shaw trash contract amendment. Ross, if you could fill me in on, there's just been a lot of cross conversation in regards to this. We have now the contract that has been approved by town council, right? With the amendment on it, with the figures in it. Is that correct? And we just need our signatures on that?
We need a certificate of insurance.
Yep.
From the trash company. And we need a document that we provide. So it's a contract.
Did the attorney put it in his letter to us?
Yeah.
But what does the Board of Selectmen need to do? Do we have to sign it? We still have to sign it, right?
We still have to sign it.
So that's what I wanted to get done today. So,
And they receive
right, so, I would like to, have a motion to, approve the GW Shaw Trash Contract Amendment, pending paperwork from the, as requested from GW Shaw, to GW Shaw.
So moved.
Second that. Discussion?
Yeah, if we sign this contract, we're all up against the wall here with this Prop 2.5 override. This is gonna jam us up, because as far as I'm concerned, we need to cut $1.4 million, and trash has to be one of them. And as long as if we sign this contract, that doesn't mean that we can't cut that out of the town budget and have people pay for it. I don't want to sign a contract that's going to jam us up for $850,000 and $900,000. So when it comes that we have to talk about the budget,
Yeah.
because we already know that they've come back with different numbers, so we're going to have to vote how we are going to come up with that money. I know I don't got a money tree in my backyard. And if we sign this contract, it's saying the town is paying that money. I agree, and I understand that. But if we have to cut $850,000, that $850,000, the people are gonna have to pay for that, not the town of Townsend. Am I right in saying that?
If we sign that contract, the town is responsible for that amount. Yes. as far as how we work the budget, if we are thinking of not being able to fund that particular portion of the budget, we would be able to, the Board of Selectmen, would be able to associate a fee that would be the responsibility of the town member to pay that fee. We negotiated a contract so that we would have to adhere to that. But we would then associate a fee if we decided to do so, to pay for that contract. This contract was put in for 1 year, a 1 year extension at the same as we did for last year. So that'll give us a year to then figure out how we're going to move forward with the trash contract going forward.
I get that, but we got to go into negotiations here very shortly to figure out where we're gonna cut funds and what we're gonna do. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if we sign this, as long as we're going to be able to say, we're gonna be able to cut that trash money, the contract's good, I get it, the town's paying, I get it. But we're gonna be able to bill the citizens and residents of the town Townsend.
Ross?
I think the contract and the revenue stream are totally separate. We're going to sign a contract to agree to make those payments to Shaw's. And then we have to turn around and set up a revenue stream to collect those fees from the residents. So.
But that's my question. Can we do it and not have to wait till next year's going over contract again?
I don't believe that collecting the fees from the residents impacts the contract. Shaw's is still contracting with the town for the trash removal. We're just going to try to recoup those expenses by setting up a fee schedule.
Thank you, Ross.
If for some reason the fee schedule doesn't work, or there's some administrative cost to it, we may not get 100% back, but that all has to be worked out in the next month or so.
Which will be part of what we are going to be working on with the budget.
Correct.
Everyone? So if anyone, I'll just ask for a motion to us to approve the GW Shaw contract amendment. Did I already do that?
You did.
So we already voted. So all those in favor?
Teresa Marsh, yes.
Joe Shank, no.
Chad Sexton, Duranian, yes. All right, 5.4, next meeting is July 16th at 6 o'clock. And, do we need to do a motion for warrants and accounts payable? I'll entertain a motion to review and sign payroll and bills payable warrants out of session.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Teresa Marsh, yes.
Joe Shank, yes.
Chad Sexton, Duranian, yes. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Teresa Marsh, yes.
Joe Shank, yes.
Chad Sexton, Duranian, yes. Thank you very much.
Good day, everybody.